Every parent has experienced it, the dreaded toddler tantrum. You're in the middle of the store, and suddenly, your little one is screaming, crying, and throwing themselves on the floor. It feels like an explosion, and it's hard to keep your cool. But here's the shocking truth. Did you know that tantrums peak at age 2 and can occur up to 20 times a week for some toddlers? That's right, 20. And the most surprising part? It's completely normal. But it doesn't have to be this way. There are expert-approved strategies to help you manage these outbursts before they get out of hand. In this video, we're going to reveal 6 powerful, research-backed tips that can help you calm your toddler in moments, reduce tantrums, and even prevent them from happening in the first place. These aren't the usual tips you've heard 100 times. We're talking about fresh, expert-driven advice that can make a real difference. Stick with us as we uncover the secrets to turning tantrums into opportunities for connection and growth. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be equipped with strategies that actually work. No more stress, no more meltdowns, just calm, happy moments with your toddler. Ready to transform your toddler's tantrums? Let's dive in. Chapter 1. The calm before the storm. Identifying triggers. Tantrums often feel like they come out of nowhere, but they don't. Every outburst has a trigger, and understanding what causes your toddler to lose their cool can make all the difference. Children under 5 don't have the emotional regulation skills we have, so they act out when overwhelmed. According to Dr. Daniel Siegel, a clinical professor of psychiatry, the brain's emotional centers are more developed in toddlers, while the parts for controlling behavior are still maturing. This mismatch explains why they struggle to handle big emotions. A common trigger is hunger. A 2017 study published in the Journal of Child Development found that kids who were hungry had a higher chance of being irritable and throwing tantrums. So, before you react, ask yourself, has it been a while since your toddler ate? Another trigger could be tiredness. Children between the ages of 2 and 5 need around 10–12 hours of sleep, according to the American Academy of Sleep Medicine. When they don't get enough rest, they're more likely to act out. A change in environment or routine can also be a major source of stress for toddlers. Even something as simple as moving a toy or changing their seat at the table can set off a tantrum. Dr. Harvey Karp, author of The Happiest Toddler on the Block, suggests giving your child a warning when you know something will change. For example, we're going to the store in 10 minutes. Let's finish playing with this toy. Pay close attention to their body language. Are they rubbing their eyes, crossing their arms, or clenching their fists? These physical cues can signal the onset of a tantrum. By noticing these signs, you can often step in before the storm hits. Having a preemptive plan to handle those triggers can save you both a lot of frustration. Chapter 2. The power of distraction. Turning tears into laughter. Distraction is one of the most powerful tools in a parent's tantrum toolbox. When your toddler is about to spiral into a meltdown, a well-timed distraction can shift their focus entirely. This isn't just about avoiding the issue, it's about changing their emotional state. One of the best distractions is humor. Toddlers are incredibly responsive to laughter, and research shows that humor can increase their emotional resilience. A 2018 study in infant and child development found that laughter helps kids cope better with stress. So, if your toddler is on the verge of a tantrum, try making a silly face or singing a funny song. You'd be surprised how quickly they forget what they were upset about. Another great tactic is to introduce a new object or activity. Dr. Karp advises keeping a few magic toys in your diaper bag, something that's only brought out when tantrums are brewing. A toy they haven't seen in a while can spark a new level of excitement and quickly shift their focus. It's like turning a switch in their brain from meltdown mode to fun mode. You can also try involving your child in an engaging activity. Whether it's a simple game like, "Where's the balloon?" or a dance party, changing the scene can redirect their attention. In one study, researchers found that interactive games helped kids improve their emotional control and increased positive feelings. Sometimes, all it takes is a quick dance break to turn the mood around. The key to distraction is timing. You don't want to wait until your child is already in full-blown meltdown mode. By intervening early, you can prevent the tantrum from escalating. If you see the signs of frustration building, a quick distraction can often stop the tantrum before it even starts. Chapter 3. The Soft Voice Method. Why less is more when it comes to calming a toddler during a tantrum. One of the most effective techniques is using a soft, calm voice. It might sound counterintuitive. After all, you're trying to stop a tantrum, so why would you speak softly? But the science behind it is powerful. According to Dr. John Gottman, a renowned psychologist and author of Raising an Emotionally Intelligent Child, toddlers respond better to calmness than to raised voices. When you shout, their fight or flight instincts kick in, and they become even more agitated. But when you speak softly, it lowers their stress levels and encourages them to calm down. In fact, studies show that children who are spoken to gently are more likely to mirror that calmness. A 2015 study published in Developmental Psychology found that when parents speak in a soothing tone, their children are more likely to feel safe and regulated. When you speak with patience, you create a sense of security that helps your child process their emotions. A great way to use the soft voice method is by acknowledging their feelings. Saying something like, "I know you're upset, but we'll figure this out together," can make a world of difference. You're not minimizing their emotions, but instead showing them that it's okay to feel frustrated. It's how we deal with it that matters. This kind of empathy helps children regulate their own emotions. Sometimes, your soft voice might be all it takes for your toddler to pause and listen. Dr. Siegel suggests that speaking gently can help toddlers turn their emotional energy around, much like pressing the reset button. It's a way to show your child that the storm of emotions doesn't have to last forever. By setting a calm example, you show them how to handle intense feelings in a healthy way. If you're enjoying these tips and want more expert parenting advice, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Chapter 4. The Reset Button. How to use the time-in technique when your toddler is in the middle of a tantrum. The instinct might be to remove them from the situation or give them a time out. But what if you could do the opposite and get closer to your child instead? The time-in technique offers a unique way to calm a child while strengthening your bond. The time-in method encourages you to stay physically close to your child during a meltdown and offer comfort, without letting them act out. According to Dr. Laura Markham, a clinical psychologist and author of Peaceful Parent, Happy Kids, children feel more secure when their parents remain calm and present during their emotional outbursts. Simply being there for your child during a tantrum can help them feel understood and safe. The idea behind time-ins is that your child needs emotional support, not punishment, during these moments. Timeouts can often leave kids feeling isolated, making it harder for them to regain control of their emotions. A study published in Child Development found that children who received emotional support during challenging moments had better emotional regulation later in life. When you use a time-in, sit down with your child and calmly acknowledge their feelings. You might say, "I see you're really upset right now. Let's take a deep breath together." This calm acknowledgement can help your child feel heard, and studies show that being heard is a crucial first step in emotional regulation. You can even incorporate soothing physical contact like a gentle touch or hug. Research indicates that physical affection helps to release oxytocin, a hormone that promotes emotional bonding and reduces stress. This physical connection can work wonders to bring your child back to a calmer state. Chapter 5. Empathy over control. The key to calming chaos when your toddler is in the middle of a meltdown. It's easy to fall into the trap of trying to control their behavior with commands. However, the true key to calming chaos lies in empathy, not control. The more you can understand and connect with your child's feelings, the more likely they are to feel comforted and calm. Dr. Daniel Goleman, the author of Emotional Intelligence, emphasizes that empathy helps children understand their own emotions and manage them better. Empathizing with your child during a tantrum shows them that their feelings are valid, and this can reduce their frustration. Rather than telling your child to stop crying, try saying, "I can see you're upset. It's okay to feel mad. Studies show that children with emotionally supportive parents are better at regulating their emotions in the long term. In fact, a 2016 study published in Child Development showed that kids whose parents showed empathy during emotional outbursts had fewer behavioral problems as they grew older. It's a simple concept: the more empathy you show, the more your child learns how to manage their own feelings. Empathy can help you avoid power struggles. Rather than trying to control the situation by demanding compliance, acknowledge your child's feelings first. I know you're angry because we can't play with that toy right now. Let's find something else fun to do. Offering alternatives shows your child that you respect their emotions while still guiding them toward better behavior. Another aspect of empathy is patience. It can take time for toddlers to calm down, and trying to rush the process can cause more distress. Dr. Adele Faber and Elaine Maslish, authors of How to Talk So Kids Will Listen and Listen So Kids Will Talk, advise parents to resist the urge to hurry up and fix the problem. Letting your child feel their emotions and offering a compassionate response will help them work through the tantrum more effectively. Chapter 6. Routine Rescue. Building predictable peace. When it comes to tantrums, toddlers thrive on predictability. A well-established routine can help minimize the stress that often leads to meltdowns. The consistency of a daily routine provides children with a sense of security and control, both of which reduce anxiety and frustration. According to Dr. Harvey Karp, author of The Happiest Baby on the Block, routines are a key part of fostering emotional stability in children. He explains that toddlers feel more secure when they know what to expect next. If dinner time is always at 6 p.m. and bedtime is at 7:30 p.m., your child won't have to guess when the next event will happen, which leads to less stress and fewer tantrums. A study in developmental science found that children who followed predictable routines exhibited less aggression and fewer emotional outbursts. This is especially true for younger children, whose emotional regulation systems are still developing. By establishing routines, you're helping your toddler learn to regulate their emotions independently over time. The key to a routine is consistency. Whether it's a pre-bedtime ritual of reading a story or a set mealtime routine, sticking to the same sequence every day helps toddlers feel grounded. Dr. Karp suggests keeping certain rituals, such as saying, "Good morning," the same way each day, to create stability. It's also important to be mindful of transitions. Moving from one activity to another can be challenging for toddlers, especially if they're having fun and don't want to stop. Give them a 5-minute warning before a transition, such as, "We're going to clean up in 5 minutes." This simple change helps prepare them for what's coming next, reducing the chance of a meltdown. Having a structured day doesn't just prevent tantrums, it also helps toddlers develop better self-regulation. A 2020 study in child development found that children who had predictable routines were better able to manage frustration and anger. So, by giving your toddler a structured environment, you're not only helping them now, but you're also setting them up for success in the future. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more expert parenting advice and strategies.